Alright folks, I know I said I've been gonna get started on doing this air ride, so right now I just got some of the parts out. I got my tank, the airlift manifold, all that. It's all mounted on the board. Waiting on if that's where I want to put it or if I want to swap things up, move it around. Definitely wanting to put a solid wood floor trunk in, so this right now may just be temporary. Plus I've got my tank that'll be used for the air horns, so all that'll be hooked up in videos to come. Right now I'm just getting a little sample of getting all that put in, trying to get an idea where I want to put it, how I want to mount it, and everything like that. But here soon I will be starting on removing the suspension, and we're going to start doing that first. We'll mount all the suspension, and then we'll run power and then air lines and everything like that from there. So I do have some coming. Not 100% sure how fast I'm going to get it all out, but it will be soon. Within the next day or so, I'll start the suspension. So keep an eye out. So it's been about a week since I made that last clip where I set the tanks in and everything like that, try to get a mock-up idea of it. So didn't get to get much done last week. After the fact that I said I was going to start, had a death in the family. My brother passed away. So last week, just really wasn't interested in doing too much to the car. Plus the weather was bad on and off throughout the week. So I don't have anywhere to work on the car other than out here in this hard packed dirt. I didn't want to have it all tore down with all the bad weather. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get it set up on some rims where my regular wheels are off the ground. I'll pull the wheels. I'm going to pull the front bumper, grill, fenders, and get everything ready to start running lines. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the coilovers out, and I'm going to go ahead and install the airbags. And I'm going to leave it up in the air until I get everything else done. That way I can pressurize the bags before I set it down. So first things first is I'm going to get my jack. I'm going to jack it up and get all the wheels off. So of course, no need for me to show you all that because, well, if you're going to be doing air ride or anything else in your car, you should at least know how to take your wheels off. If not, it's not that hard. You put a jack underneath it, you take your lug nuts off with a proper impact, tire tool, whatever. So I'm going to get started on all that. And then when I get it all disassembled and everything like that, I'll show you the next step that I'm going to complete from there. Alright, I got the front end off, grill out. I just got to pull the fenders now, which I ain't got but 2 bolts holding them on right now for when I transported the car. All around, sitting on tires. I know that's not the best way to do it, but where I'm at, it's dirt. I don't have concrete blocks, and I don't trust jack stands in the dirt. So I'd rather do this, and if I need to go up, I got jacks. Now, I got this maxpeedingrod coilovers on right now. Those are coming out. You can do it one of 2 ways. There's a bolt right back in there. I don't know if you can see it too good. You can take that bolt out and leave this wishbone in, or you can pull that bolt out and take the wishbone and everything out with it. You can take that, those 2 bolts right there. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the front suspension out, and I'll show you when it's done. Alright, I got both sides out. Went ahead and dropped the wishbones, that way I can go ahead and put them on the airbags. Gotta retap the threads on the back of this one. Somehow or another it was stripped out. It was like that before when I put the max speeding rods on. And when I put the other junk $50 sleeve coilovers on, which I'll show you all that in a minute. But to do it, you need a 15 to drop the top, 2 bolts out, a 14 to take the wishbone off, a 17 socket, and a 17 wrench to take that big nut right there, nut and bolt off. And then all you gotta do is put the wishbone on, or slide your coilover in first, and then put the wishbone on, and then attach it all. Alright, I'm gonna get the bags and everything situated, and I'll show you when it's done. Alright, these are the TruHarts. Literally, other than that rubbing somewhere, I don't know where, that's the only thing wrong with it. And it only looks like it rubbed on one side. Didn't rub the wheel. I don't know what it rubbed. There's no signs of rubbing anywhere of the car. They literally have, less than 5 miles on them. As soon as I put them on the car, I started tearing it apart to do the mini-me swap. And here's the TruHart. I know it's probably supposed to go on the driver's side because it's got that like that, but I'm going to put it in there backwards like this, where the airline will be facing, that right there will be facing this little grommet over here to where I can run the airline, and I'll show you that just here. See, I'm thinking install it like this to where I can tap in that little grommet for my airline. Just feed the airline through so I don't have to cut or drill any more holes. So all I got to do to install this now is just take these rubber caps off, slide it in, tighten the nuts, put the wishbone on, and go from there. Of course, I'll adjust this end a little bit to where it's not going to be in the way rubbing anything. Put that on, and I'll show you when it's done. Alright, I took a little quick break. I want to show you this. This is the evolution of how my suspension has gone from the stock to these cheap slide-on coils from eBay to the max speeding rods that got no use, and my air ride. Now, one thing I did notice that I wanted to show before I put this passenger side on is these fittings right here. I'm going to end up having to take those out, I'm pretty sure, and I'd rather get some push-to-connect airline fittings. But the angle that this thing's going to sit puts it in a real bad angle for the upper control arm, which I'll show you here in just a second. Give me a second, I'll get over there to the other one. Alright, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's it. And that's the upper control arm. And that's how close it gets. I don't think it's going to rub so much, but I need to angle it down at least to where the airline will run right through here and down over to this grommet back here to the back that I showed you before. That way it's not going to pinch or rub. So, I mean, it's still got a little bit of stuff, but like I said, I also want to do push connect fittings. But there it is so far. I'm going to get the other side on, and then I'll show you how we're going to do the back. Alright, got both air shocks in, air struts in. Driver side, passenger side. Now, I don't have everything super tight. So like I said, I'm going to have to take it apart. That way, put new air fittings in. Where I can run the holes for the airlines, everything like that. But so far, the front's done. Of course, you don't want to put pressure on it until you've got air in it. So I'm letting it sit like this till I get everything else done. Of course, you don't have to take your fenders off, but I'm taking mine off. That way I can run wiring, everything like that through the fenders, through the chassis and everything like that. I'll be running, you know, I gotta run power line, I gotta run air line, and well, I gotta run 2 air lines, one for each suspension in the front, and then I need to run other air line for the train horns, and I have to run some wiring and everything like that for the horns. I gotta clean up all those loose wires hanging, everything like that, get all that shit tucked up and fixed. Next step is gonna do the back. Now I gotta get my trunk cleaned out. I got a bunch of tools, everything like that back here in the back. I gotta get the back seat cleared out, and when I get all that done, I'll show you what it takes to get the back done. Stay tuned. Alright, now for the back, it's actually gonna be kind of easy. Those 2 nuts right here and right here are 15s. And then down here you have that one, and then on the back side is a 14. These are both 14, so you'll need a socket and a wrench for this side, and then the top, all you need is a ratchet. Alright, so I'm gonna drop these out, be back when it's done. Alright, there's my TruHart right next to the maxpeedingrod. They're both as low as they'll go right now. They look like they pretty much have about the same amount of drop to them, but the bag will still compress more than that spring will. Like I said, the maxpeedingrods really didn't have no major issues with them, other than I got kind of screwed around when I ordered them. One of these had a bad bushing after literally, it didn't even have 2 miles worth of driving on it. They were supposed to send me the adjustables, but by the time I realized that they sent me the wrong ones, it had been a while since I had ordered, and it was past its return time, and they basically told me, you know, I was SOL. But I mean, they rode good. But these are the ones I'm ready for. When you put these in on the bottom, on your lower control arm, you gotta make sure you use these spacers. You put them in, you know, right there on your lower control arm, that way it doesn't bounce around, or you don't have to. Sorry about that, the camera went nuts. But anyway, as I was saying, you gotta use these spacers here, like this, on either side of your lower control arm. That way it doesn't bounce back and forth. Now, maxpeedingrod didn't come with that, and ended up having to tighten it down to keep it from moving, and it kind of bent that a little bit, but it still worked. So I'm gonna put these in real fast, and I'll show you everything when it's done. Alright, I'm back. I got all the rear in. None of that's hooked up still. But it's all in. I need to get some new lower control arm bushings. I got those cheap eBay lower control arms, and the bushings are shit. So I'll be replacing those. But everything is in and done for now. Next video, we're going to do wiring it up. And then after wiring, we're going to do air lines and go from there. So, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.